Welcome back to the Los Alamitos preview show. Before Les and I get into the handicapping of the second half of the program, races 5 through 8 here for Friday night, we have to take a little bit of time to congratulate a trainer who did exceptionally well with a limited number of horses here last year, trainer James Glenn Jr. Certainly capped off a big year when Quirky won the Southern California Derby. Quirky then came back to begin the current campaign with a big victory in the Charger Bar Handicap. And earlier this week, our Director of Marketing and Publicity, Orlando Gutierrez, caught up with Jimmy Glenn Jr.
Two greatest stakes wins in 2 weeks. That's exactly what Quirky accomplished recently here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. We're here with trainer Jimmy Glenn Jr., the trainer of Quirky. Charger Bar Handicap, what an impressive performance. Was that the best she's ever run?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, she, she run, pretty big in the Southern Cal Derby. But she lugged in and she kind of run, not a straight course, but the time was still really fast, and she, probably was her best break ever. She exploded away from there, and then lugged in, and then finished strong in the Charger Bar. She broke good, but then mares are so quick, the one on the inside and the one on the outside, that they were in front of her. And Carlos did a great job. He just kind of, and he had told me before the race, he's like, listen, the mares are going to be a little ahead of us, I think, and I'm not going to panic. I'm going to try to just sit quiet and then put in a late run and see if we can run by him. And, it worked out. But I think, that late kick, and, and her heart's pretty big, and she run by them good mares like that, I would have to say that's probably the best race she's ever run. But
could you talk us through the decision of bringing her back just 2 weeks after she won the Southern California Derby?
Sure. Yeah, that wasn't my, at first, that wasn't my choice, I didn't even have it in my mind. And so Doc calls me a couple days later, and he said, he's like, Jimmy, I know it's pretty quick, but he said, there's not a whole lot of money left, and big money right now, and the mare's good, and he'd had some conversations with Dwayne Lucas, and when Dwayne was here running, and Dwayne, had talked about, when them horses are good, go ahead and run them, and I agree with that, so. But 2 weeks, and she's so finicky and is a little different. And so anyway, Doc just mentioned that to me, and I told him, I said, Doc, she's a little finicky, and she doesn't eat real good. But I said she's real sound right now, and her heart's big. So I said, hey, we'll just play it by ear. He says, no pressure. If she ain't ready, don't run her. But if you can, try. So we brought her out a week before. Me and the vet went over, and she was just unbelievably good. Hang time, she was a little finicky on the feed, started to pick it up pretty good, so I'm like, all right, we're going to try it, and we'll run her right back. And 4 days out, she started really picking up she was licking the bull. And on race day, her eye was really bright and sharp, and so we decided, okay, we're going to go. I always thought I could enter her, and if she wasn't quite right, I could scratch her if I had to. And she went ahead and, on race day, she was ready. She looked sharp when we run her. And then when we got her into the paddock, I felt we made a really good choice because she really looked good and she was confident. She can get pretty hot in there and warm and be uphill, but she wasn't. She was calm and collected. And when we got done saddling her, she just let out a deep breath and walked out. And, Hector's been with her, ever since she come in. And we both looked at each other and were like, wow, she's really never done that before. So. Turned out that it was really Doc Allred's the one that put it in our head, and turns out it was a good decision because run the best race she's ever run. She's tired now, so we'll give her some time, give her a few months and let her recover and find something else for her. But every once in a while you can fire them right back and they'll run a big race, and it worked out.
Now you mentioned the groom Hector Aldana done a great job with Quirky, and then you also mentioned Dwayne Lucas, who kind of did a similar schedule with Eclipse Award contender. Take Charge Brandy, bringing her to Los Alamitos to win the Starlet here at Los Alamitos in the winter thoroughbred season. Now you mentioned that you have some maybe some rest for Quirky coming up, but you also have her younger brother here at Los Alamitos. Can you tell us a little bit about Quirky's younger brother?
Well, he's a big, strong colt, and he's we just got him today, so we don't know much about him. I haven't even galloped him yet, but looks like he's going to have. He's got a nice hip on him, and it looks like he's going to run on down the track, probably have that gear, late that they need. If they can run, nobody knows if they can run, but if they can run in these bigger races, they got to have that gear to run by, other good horses late. So with his size and, with his pedigree, obviously, we're hoping that he's got that. And conformationally, it looks like he's going to want to run on down the track. So, we got high hopes for him.
Well, an outstanding way for Quirky to wrap up her campaign. Now she's going to go rest for a little bit, but keep an eye on Quibbles, a 2-year-old from the same family as Quirky, starting his racing career here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Back to the studio.
Well, thanks, Orlando, and again, the best of luck to trainer James Glenn Jr. And you've been following this trainer for quite a while, Les. He does a great job with his few number of horses that he has.
What I like about Jimmy Glenn Jr. is that this trainer takes his time. I mean, he never panics. The horse doesn't go well for maybe a period of time. I mean, he gives the horse time to relax. And like Quirky, this horse had some problems earlier, but towards the end of the year of last year, this horse really put on another gear.
Right. I mean, he caught me off of a bit off guard when he brought her back 2 weeks after winning the Southern California Derby in the charge of our handicap. But you're right. As patient a trainer as Glenn is, when he brings the horse back in 2 weeks, that's a positive sign the horse is doing very well.